We want to live just like all over the world.
This morning, the world is celebrating after both Hamas and Israel have agreed to the first phase of a ceasefire deal, what both sides must do to achieve peace.
Plus, incoming delays, a quick look at some of the major projects and events that are set to close roads down and cause delays downtown.
And Chocolate Shop Ice Cream's newest flavor, the special scoop that is sure to turn heads and help a worthy cause. Yes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Thursday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. So we were talking brats for breakfast. We're thinking ice cream for breakfast now.
All the things. I mean, I feel like ice cream is good whenever, doesn't matter how cold, including this morning.
Chilly. In the 30s to start your Thursday. Savannah, how are things looking out there?
Yeah, it's definitely a cold start, colder than yesterday for most of us. We still have a few areas hanging under 40, but we fell into the mid-30s here in Madison. The frost advisory and even cooler temperatures where some of us are down to the lower 30s, and even Black River Falls again this morning at 27. That's all north of here. The blues, the frost advisory, that'll be in effect until 9 in the morning. Right now in Madison, we're at 36. We will later in the day be warmer than what we had yesterday. It just is a cooler start right now, but we'll see lots of sunshine with temperatures that are going to climb in the mid 60s. I think a couple of us could even see about 67 or 68. Then we do have some showers to time out. Those will move in overnight into early Friday morning. More on that coming up.
Savannah, thank you. We begin this morning with new developments in the Middle East. Major de-escalation as Israel and Hamas agreed to the first phase of a ceasefire.
Today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that he'll convene his government and sign the deal. The White House says it calls for Israel to withdraw its forces behind an agreed-upon line within 24 hours. Hamas will have to release the remaining hostages within 72 hours of signing. Hamas also says the deal would lead to more prisoner exchange and more aid for Gaza.
We want peace. We want the hostages back. We want to stop the war. We want really just give us a rest. We want to live just like all over the world.
The announcement comes roughly 2 years since Hamas attack on Israel. They killed 1,200 people. The Hamas-run health ministry says the war has killed more than 67,000 Palestinians.
Turning now to the government shutdown, the stalemate continues after a Republican-backed funding bill failed in the Senate. The Senate's top Republicans suggest passing standalone bills to fund parts of the government, including defense. More than 1 million active duty troops could miss their next paycheck if the shutdown continues, and airports across the country are experiencing delays due to staffing shortages.
It comes as the IRS says it's now furloughing nearly half of its 74,000 staffers. Previously, the IRS said its entire workforce would stay on the job because of funds that came through in the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. But the agency's original plan called for only initially 5 business days of coverage. The updated contingency could be tweaked to address what the agency describes as additional challenges.
The shutdown in Washington also comes as Congressman Mark Pocan warns healthcare premiums could rise statewide if premium tax credits expire at the end of the year.
So we're going to make sure that we're making people understand what the shutdown's about. And just so you know, in Wisconsin, we're not going to feel the shutdown as quickly as other places. I had 85 calls all last week on the shutdown. But I've had, since the beginning of the year to last Tuesday, 14,435 calls about healthcare. So this is something people really care about.
Pocan also criticized President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, now law, which the Wisconsin Department of Health Services says could leave more than 270,000 residents without health insurance.
6:03 now. New this morning, Madison police investigating gunfire on the east side. Multiple people called about hearing gunshots last night just before 10:15 in the area of Spreckett Road near East Buckeye Road, just off of I-90 here. When officers got there, they found multiple shell casings at the intersection, but said that no one was hurt and no property was damaged. Looking ahead now to Monday, one of the most prominent roadways in the state to get in and out of Madison's downtown is going to start to look a lot different.
Phase 1 of the 4-year John Nolan Drive project begins. So the longest and most notable portion begins next week. Traffic will be limited to 1 lane in each direction from Lakeside Street just past Olin Park to Broome Street near Monona Terrace. So all 6 existing bridges on this stretch will be replaced and 3 new bridges will be added for bikes and pedestrians. This phase is expected to last through summer of 2027 after 5 years of planning by city engineers.
We've had many rounds of public involvement meetings, getting feedback on all parts of the design, multiple rounds through different city committees and boards. So definitely a long time coming.
So next Monday, traffic control will start being set up. It's probably going to take a full day to set up the traffic control, but it'll go down to 1 lane in each direction, pretty much from Lakeside up to around Monona Terrace.
Phase 2 is expected to run from the end of 2027 into 2028, with Phase 3 wrapping up in 2029. Timelines are tentative, and the city will provide alternate routes as they become available.
Construction on John Nolan is not the only thing that's going to impact commutes downtown. Tomorrow, UW's homecoming parade is also going to force some closures on the Isthmus. Streets around Langdon will be closing at different times, starting as early as 8 a.m. and lasting into the evening. Langdon Street from Park to Lake will be closed all day, and then later in the afternoon, closures extend from Lake to Wisconsin Avenue and Wisconsin Avenue from Langdon to Gilman. Driving lane will stay open to the Edgewater Hotel. Other closures include Gilman Street from State to Wisconsin and northbound Lake Street from University to Langdon during the parade itself, which kicks off at 6 p.m. You can find a full map that breaks all of this down. Just look for this story at channel3000.com.
And today, Bascom Hill will start soon filling up with pink plastic flamingos. Tonight at 5, the beloved Fill the Hill returns for homecoming week. Tomorrow on News 3 Now This Morning, our Josh Sprider and meteorologist Savannah Brito will be there live with how you can support.
In Beloit, the school district says its superintendent is resigning. The district named Dr. Willie Garrison II to the position in 2022. Garrison will resign now on December 31st. In a statement, he thanked the staff and community for their support, saying it was an honor to serve the district. School board says it'll begin the process of finding the next superintendent soon to ensure a smooth transition. This morning, the 10th and final New Orleans jail escapee is back behind bars.
Those 10 fugitives had escaped from the New Orleans Justice Center back on May 16th after cutting through cell walls that were behind a toilet. So 27-year-old Derek Groves was taken back into custody roughly 475 miles away in Atlanta, Georgia, after a nearly 3-hour-long standoff with law enforcement yesterday. So last year, Groves was convicted of a 2018 Mardi Gras double murder and is now facing additional charges from his escape.
Military officials now pushing forward with new restrictions on the press. In September, the Defense Department sent out a memo saying reporters would have to sign a document saying that they would not disclose information not made public. The Pentagon also said that it was changing its policy on obtaining press credentials. However, that restriction was later dropped. In a statement, the Pentagon Press Association called out the new policies, saying they, quote, appear designed to stifle a free press and that it fails to honor the American families who serve.
Now to some sweet local news. Belgian Daydream is the winner of Chocolate Shop Ice Cream's Create a Flavor contest. So think creamy vanilla ice cream swirled with maple and filled with crunchy waffle pieces.
Yeah.
So now teens from Goodman's TeenWorks program will help test and perfect the flavor before its limited release in 2026, with a portion of sales supporting the program. Leslie, the creator, also wins free ice cream for a year.
Nice.
Lucky you, Leslie. The other 2 finalists included Strawberry Cake Pop and Badger Brownie Bite.
Delicious. All of them sound like winners to me.
Yes, so there were actually 3,000 entries in this contest, so I'm sure it was hard to narrow that down.
Did you submit one?
I actually did. It didn't win, though. It's fine.
What was
was in
Did you
it?
for real
It's
submit one?
Yes.
What was it? Tell us. Okay.
Okay. It was like some. Well, I made my I told my husband to do it, but it was like a sweet. I forgot what a sweet cornbread swirl or something like that. Just because
Okay.
I thought something different would kind of get it in there.
You get, like clumps of cornbread in the
I don't know,
ice cream.
but not I don't know,
The
the
swirl.
sweet piece, with jam, I don't know. Just kind of reminds you of home.
All right.
That's kind of what I was aiming
Missouri.
for. Yeah, because I was kind of like thinking of something different. I don't
Yeah.
eat cornbread, but I just
Hey,
thought I was
don't
trying to think
give
of
up.
something unique.
Keep trying.
Did they say what, like, did you make it to the,
No,
I
we
don't
didn't
know,
make it
second round
anywhere.
or something? Okay.
I just said 3,000 entries.
Okay.
We didn't make it anywhere up in there.
Dang.
So it's
no,
okay,
but those
though.
three did
right.
sound really good.
Yes, congrats to Leslie and the other two finalists.
Yeah. Maybe not so much an ice cream morning. I would still eat it, but some people probably a little too cold to do that. Black River Falls is all the way down to 27 right now. Camp Douglas is at 31. We're also cooler across most of Dane County than yesterday. We still had a couple of 40s. We're now down to 36 in Madison. Platteville's still at 40 though. Mineral Point is also still at 40, 43 down in Monroe. And we will later anyways be warmer than what we had yesterday. Lots of sunshine that'll heat us with a southerly wind all the way up to about the mid to upper 60s, a little bit above average. That'll change though in quite some time. We'll talk about the cool down and also rain that's in the forecast as early as tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, Savannah. Brewers with a chance to win their playoff series against the Cubs. We're going to have highlights from Game 3 of the playoffs just ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back at 6:13 on your Thursday. We are working for the weekend in the 608.
It's going to be another busy weekend, of course. And our Josh Pryder has the weekend planner for your family.
Fall in Wisconsin is finally starting to feel like fall this week, and there are many fall activities to enjoy right now. Here are my 3 things to do this weekend in the 608. The Badgers return to Camp Randall Saturday as Wisconsin takes on Iowa under the lights for homecoming weekend in Madtown. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. Saturday with tailgates happening across campus leading up to the game. There are numerous homecoming-related activities going on all this week, including the annual Fill the Hill campaign, which returns to Bascom Hill early tomorrow. We'll be live there on News 3 Now this morning Friday when the Flamingos begin taking over the lawn. A day of fall fun is happening Saturday in Monona. The city's fall festival is packed with autumn activities, food, live entertainment, and the popular Hoot Hoot Hustle. Bring family and friends to enjoy both free and ticketed attractions. Those tickets cost just $1 each, or you can also save with bundles, 6 for $5 or 25 for $20. It's a perfect way to celebrate the season in Monona. Well, get ready to rev your engines for Trucktober in Verona. The family-friendly event rolls into town Sunday. It is free from 11 to 2. This is between Badger Ridge Middle School and Sugar Creek Elementary. Kids can get up close with the fire trucks, police cars, construction equipment, and other big rigs, all part of a hands-on experience they will not forget. Food trucks will also be on site with snacks and drinks for sale. It is a day of big wheels and even bigger fun at Trucktober. For more happenings this weekend in the 608, just go to channel3000.com. In the 608, I'm Josh Pryder, News 3 Now.
Josh, thank you. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at in608@wisctv.com.
6:15. It is so cold this morning. We got cold alerts, Savannah.
Yeah, we have another frost advisory north of Madison. That's mainly where there's going to be frost and much cooler temperatures compared to us. We're still in the mid-30s, but we do have some areas that are closer to freezing level. That will run until 9 this morning. And yeah, those areas are really cold. 32 only this morning in Wisconsin Dells. That's at freezing level. Camp Douglas a degree behind that. Black River Falls is at 27. There's still a few 40s though. Monroe's at 43, Platteville at 40, but we're down to 36 and we've pretty much held there the last about hour and a half. The sunshine's going to heat us up though, so today will be warmer later in the day compared to what we had yesterday. Most of us are going to see the mid 60s, and then we'll see a few clouds come through not until later this evening into tonight. This is pushing almost midnight now. Viroqua, La Crosse, Prairie du Chien, Black River Falls, and up north of Camp Douglas could see a few spotty showers. I think we're looking at that across Madison, Mineral Point, Platteville, Watoma, the Dells, somewhere between about 4, 4:30 and 5. So if you leave that early for work, might be a couple of heavier showers. The darker greens and yellows, that's kind of hinting at we could have a couple of heavier showers, but that moves out of here just in time for the lunchtime hour. I still think we'll have a lot of cloud cover Madison and areas southeast, but Viroqua, Boscobel, Camp Douglas already going to start to see some clearing and sunshine. Our winds are going to turn out of the northwest. That'll pull in a little bit of a cooler air mass for Saturday and Sunday. Friday looks like the warmer day, and then we fall a couple degrees into Saturday and Sunday, but we should have dry weather both days. We are going to see skies gradually clear, a few clouds here and there, but for the Badgers game at 6 p.m. at Camp Randall for the kickoff, 66 will be partly sunny. Halftime we fall to 60, and then the fourth quarter 56. So partly cloudy conditions. It will be chilly as you're leaving though, so might want to grab a sweatshirt or lighter jacket. And same thing for those football games across Wisconsin. Tomorrow our overnight low 44. I think as you're heading home after the fourth quarter will probably be somewhere about 50 degrees or so. So it'll be a little cool, but for sure fall-like weather.
Oh, we're going to be nice and warm celebrating a big win on Saturday night.
I hope so.
Right?
Fingers
That's
crossed.
right. That's the spirit.
It's manifested.
Absolutely.
There we go. Thanks, Savannah. Well, the Brewers playoff series with the Cubs just got a lot more serious. After winning the first 2 games pretty easily, Milwaukee was cruising until last night at Wrigley Field. Cubs facing elimination, bottom of the first. Chicago's Michael Busch launches a leadoff home run to tie things up at 1. Same inning, runners on for Pete Crow Armstrong, who lines one to right for a single that brings in 2 more runs for Chicago. Cubs up 3-1. Fast forward to the top of the ninth now. Cubs with a run lead. Christian Yelich, he'll ground out to second and end the inning and the game. Brewers fall 4-3 to Chicago. Cubs host Game 4 tonight at 8:08. We'll recap it tomorrow morning on News 3 Now this morning. Turning now to the Packers. Sunday, Green Bay will take on Cincinnati at Lambeau in a pivotal game for the green and gold.
News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde says Sunday's crucial matchup, he previews it in Tinseltown.
Good morning, everybody from Lambeau Field. The Packers have not played at Lambeau in more than a month, which is an eternity in NFL terms. They had those 2 games in 5 days, which they won both of those over the Detroit Lions on September 7th and the Washington Commanders on September 11th. Then they went on the road for 2, that loss in Cleveland and the tie with the Cowboys. Then they had their bye week. So it's been a month and a day between that last game at Lambeau and their next game, which is Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals here at Lambeau and here on Channel 3 with a 3:25 kickoff. We'll have full coverage leading into the game and, of course, of the game itself on channel3000.com for free. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Jason. Still ahead, we're talking about an upcoming event that is redefining how people think about aging.
Coming up in our next half hour, how Madison police are changing tactics to crack down on underage drinking. Grab my coffee first.
All right, I'm going to turn on your microphone here and have you do a mic check for us, and we'll just.
All right.
And you can say your. Let me make sure that's in a good spot. Looks to be okay. Can you say your first name, last name, and count to 10?
Ann Albert, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How are we sounding back there? Okay, they say you are sounding good.
Teach us how to age gracefully.
I am, yes. Not, well, we don't have all day, do we?
No.
How long would you like me to be here?
I would invest my entire day in this topic.
You would? Oh, good.
Yeah, I would.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
You know, there are lots of things you can do. And, you know, I think there's a lot of noise on social media and in everybody's feeds and everything, right? So we get all day long inundated with tips and tricks and hacks and shortcuts and all this stuff of how we can do things like this.
Yes.
So you think about people like me in my, 40s, people in their 50s, that's starting to creep into our, where we now have more space for that kind of thing in our life to be like, okay, I got to start taking better care of myself.
Yes.
I'm not 20. I'm not in my 20s. I'm not in my 30s anymore. I'm starting to feel the wear and tear.
Wear and tear.
So
Yes, you are absolutely right.
the social media
Starts
realm,
now.
the social media realm knows this.
Yeah.
They know it's on my mind.
Oh, yeah.
So they just inundate me with all this stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes it's overwhelming.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of, I get a lot of movement reels.
Oh, okay.
Like videos that tell me like how to move more.
Oh, okay,
Like,
yeah.
how to loosen up my joints. And
Keep moving,
different
that's
sorts.
the advice.
Right.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff like that I get.
Right.
Just. Hey, we're back at 6:23. Growing older is often seen through the lens of decline, but a free event in Middleton is flipping the script.
Joining us now is Ian Albert, Executive Director of Age Better, to talk about how we can embrace aging with grace. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. So first things first, can you tell us about the upcoming Flip the Script on Aging event and what message you hope to spread?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm happy to. So, Flip the Script on Aging is a community event, and it's sponsored by SAIL, Sharing Active Independent Lives. And SAIL is a program of the nonprofit Age Better here in Madison. And this event is in perfect alignment because SAIL is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. And we are a membership organization of older adults, and it's unique because members band together, they help one another, they draw from services that help them stay independent and connected. They enjoy social activities and educational events, and they also participate widely in the community. So this particular topic, ageism, Flip the Script on Aging, focuses on ageism, and it's in perfect alignment with everything we do at SAIL and what we have valued since day one, which is to celebrate aging, to recognize the wisdom, the experience, the resilience that we learn from people who are aging, and to look at aging with a positive attitude. So we're really excited. We hope we have up to 300 attendees. The event will feature a couple of expert speakers on the topic of ageism, how we can recognize it, how we can prevent it, and then how do we address it when we experience it.
So what are some of the common misconceptions that you'd like to challenge?
Oh, many. So we often hear ageism can take place in small ways and large ways. It can be present in everyday life. You may be at the checkout line and you may be congratulated because you haven't made the senior card age yet, or the coupon. You can experience it in large ways because it is proven that ageism or negative attitudes about aging that we hold can actually impact our longevity. And our speaker, Dr. Regina Koepp, will talk about that
Well, I
at
hate
the
to
event.
interrupt you, but we can't wait to see it October 22nd.
Yes.
1:30 to 4.
Yes, thank you.
Developing in the Middle East this morning, Israel and Hamas welcome a peace deal. What experts are warning, though, about the road ahead.
And tensions in D.C. rising over the shutdown. Watch the moments an argument broke out at the Capitol.
And Madison police changing the way they enforce underage drinking downtown, what it means for customers and businesses.
I can't remember the last time I had a brat for breakfast.
And several Milwaukee trains travel to Chicago every day, but only one earned the name Brewers Express.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Thursday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Just one more day till Friday.
Hey, and it's feeling awful fall-like out there, even a little chilly this morning with temps in the 30s.
Oh, no. I just loved what I walked out to this morning.
Yeah, you're embracing
just embraced it. Had my sandals on walking out.
Yeah, how
No
did you
sarcasm
put those
in there at all.
on? I want to know the story behind
Got
that,
sandals?
Kyrian.
What's up? Yeah, walk us through that.
I just didn't feel like going to find my boots this morning in the dark. I tried not to wake up my
those on.
family.
Yeah, that's
We
fair.
feel you.
The sandals were at the front door, so I was
all
like,
been there.
yeah, let's just get out the door.
Yeah, I've done that a lot. When it's raining outside and I'm wearing sandals, I'm like, okay, I need my rain boots or something like that this morning. But probably going to want to have some kind of closed-toed shoe, sweatshirt, or a jacket because, yeah, we've got the 30s again this morning across most of southern Wisconsin and some patchy frost north and northwest of Madison. We're not going to be warmer than the lower 70s going forward over the next about week, and then we're tracking some rain tonight into early tomorrow, not until after midnight. This is where we sit right now, 36. Yes, cooler than yesterday, but later this afternoon with the sunshine, we're going to be warmer than what we had yesterday, with highs reaching the mid, maybe even upper 60s. We'll time out the rain that's in the forecast later tonight coming up.
Savannah, thank you. We begin this morning with developing news in the Middle East. Israelis and Palestinians are celebrating the first phase of a ceasefire deal.
However, this does not mean the war is over, as experts warn the path to peace will be long and difficult. As part of the agreement, though, drawn up by the Trump administration, Hamas must release all 48 remaining hostages, though Israel believes only 20 are still alive. In exchange, the Israeli military will begin pulling out from the majority of Gaza. While some see all of this as progress, others warn of difficulties in implementing the next steps.
It speaks about reconstruction in Gaza. It speaks about an international security force. All of those things are very complicated.
Happening today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will convene his government today to sign off on phase one of the deal.
New this morning, Madison police are investigating reports of shots fired on the city's east side.
People calling on about gunshots around 10:15 last night in the area of Sprecher Road near East Buckeye, just off of I-90. When officers got there, they found multiple shell casings at the intersection, but say no one was injured and there was no damage to any property. And in Washington this morning, the shutdown continues and tensions are rising.
Lawmakers remain at a standstill over a deal to fund the government. If Congress doesn't reach an agreement by Saturday, more popular tourist spots could shut down, including Washington, D.C., Smithsonian Museums, and the National Zoo. Both sides are blaming each other, leading to heated exchanges on Capitol Hill, including one between Senators Hakeem Jeffries and Mike Lawler.
We got a one-year extension. Why don't we sign on right now?
Let me ask you a question. Did you
Why
get permission from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald Trump?
You can easily extend the ACA right now.
Did your boss, Donald Trump,
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. And by the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to shut the government?
The Senate's top Republican says lawmakers should begin passing individual spending bills to reopen parts of the government while negotiations continue.
New overnight, U.S. Northern Command confirming roughly 500 National Guard troops are now in Chicago. They'll protect government buildings and personnel for at least 60 days, focusing on crowd control, security, and de-escalating incidents. While they can temporarily detain those interfering with federal agents, they won't have arrest authority over protesters. The deployment follows thousands protesting increased federal agent operations in the city.
Several protesters are suing the federal government, claiming their First Amendment rights were violated during a demonstration outside an ICE detention center last month. Among the plaintiffs is a pastor who says he was shot with a pepper ball while standing with his arms wide open. The group is asking the court to reaffirm their First Amendment rights. The Department of Homeland Security previously labeled the protesters as rioters who attacked law enforcement.
At the state capitol, Democratic state senators launching their Affordable Wisconsin agenda. Their goal is to address the rising cost of things like childcare, energy, housing, and groceries. Lawmakers will be hitting the road to hear from folks like you, including holding some events, visiting businesses, and talking with folks to learn what issues are impacting them.
We'll take what we hear from you, the constituents and our neighbors, and your loved ones, and turn it into tangible policy solutions that will help working families keep more of their hard-earned money.
After that tour, lawmakers will return to draft legislation aimed at lowering the cost of living and easing the burden placed on families across the state.
In more local news now, Abundant Life Christian School student Sammy Garduno Martinez is being released from American Family Children's Hospital. His release comes nearly 300 days after the shooting. A UW Health spokesperson says Sammy will continue his recovery at a dedicated Chicago facility. He was shot multiple times, including in the head, and went into a coma twice. A GoFundMe for his family has now raised more than $150,000.
Parking at the Dane County Airport might cost you more. Today, city leaders will need to consider raising prices. They could raise maximum daily rates from $8 to $12 in the surface lot and from $6 to $10 in the economy lot. Max rates for parking up to 24 hours in the daily parking ramp could rise from $10 to $14. Max rates in hourly would rise to $20. Right now, it's free to park for 15 minutes. The time would get extended to 30 minutes under the new measure. It could bring in an extra $1.5 million in revenue. State Journal reports this would be the first price increase for the airport parking since 2008. There's a meeting on this. It's happening this evening at 5:30. You can watch virtually over Zoom.
The Madison Police Department is changing how it cracks down on underage drinking downtown. Department officials say instead of large-scale operations, officers will now conduct quick checks, monitoring lines, verifying bartender licenses, and making sure bars aren't over capacity. They'll also offer amnesty for customers who turn in fake IDs. Last Thursday, police confiscated 137 fake IDs at a State Street bar, but issued just 8 citations. That's a change from a January raid that led to more than 200 citations.
The goal is not to issue everybody a citation, but just to determine, has it 1 or 2 underage persons that were able to make it inside, or is the entire establishment full of underage drinkers?
News 3 Now spoke with several bar owners who declined to go on camera, but questioned the department's continued focus on bar checks instead of recent downtown violence.
Well, the Brewers' playoff series with the Cubs just got a lot more serious. After winning the first 2 games, Milwaukee was cruising until last night at Wrigley Field. Cubs facing elimination, bottom of the first. Chicago's Michael Busch launches a leadoff home run. That ties things at 1. Same inning, runners on for Pete Crow Armstrong, who lines one to right for a single that brings in 2 runs, 3-1 Chicago. Top of the 9th now. Cubs with a 1-run lead. Christian Yelich at the plate. He's going to ground into second to end the inning and the game. Brewers fall 4-3. Cubs host Game 4 tonight at 8:08. We'll recap it tomorrow on News 3 Now this morning.
And while several trains run daily between Milwaukee and Chicago, only one earned the title Brewers Express. The sold-out party train decked out in blue and gold departed Milwaukee's intermodal station before heading to Wrigley Field. For regular commuters, this ride was even more special.
It's just breaking up my regular commute and making it a little more fun because I can't remember the last time I had a brat for breakfast.
Brats for breakfast, plus fans on board also got some special Brewer swag, including free t-shirts, beads, and even hats.
No video from the ride home, though.
No, we do got
not nearly as fun.
I would say some hyped passengers heading there. But of course, they're a little bit of a heartbreaking loss.
It was. I mean, it's not going to be easy to get to the World Series.
No.
They're going to face some adversity, right? They're going to have to win some tough ones. Lose a couple here and there. Get a chance to do it tonight. I mean, pressure's on the Brewers now to win Game 4 tonight. Yes. They tie things up and at least send it back to Milwaukee for Game 5. So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we're wishing them the best here. But now let's check in with Savannah. Update on that fall color report.
Yeah, we don't have much updates across southern Wisconsin. Still a couple of counties, including Dane, seeing patchy color. But yeah, lots more orange in those 3 counties that got added last couple of days to that peak color. It's going to be beautiful if you're heading up across central or northern Wisconsin the next couple of days. Just a cool start for everyone across the state this morning. 36 only in Madison, 38 in Belleville. So now everyone across Dane County has fallen somewhere between the lower and upper 30s. That's where most of us across southern Wisconsin sit. There's a few areas still hanging on to 40, Platteville, La Crosse, and Monroe, the warmest temperature at 43. One of the warmer temperatures anyways. 27 though this morning in Black River Falls, and then both the Dells and Camp Douglas at 31. Watoma is also at 30. That's where there's likely some patchy frost. The frost advisory runs the next couple of hours till 9, and that's where we're going to see temperatures coolest north of Madison. The rain that's in the forecast tonight coming up.
Savannah, thank you. Coming up after the break, our Josh Piter has 3 things for you to do this weekend in the 608.
And in your consumer news, it's going to cost you more to experience Disney. We'll tell you how much prices are going up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey, we're back 6:43 Thursday morning. We are working for the weekend in the 608.
It's going to be another busy one across southern Wisconsin, so our Josh Piter has the weekend planner for your family.
Fall in Wisconsin is finally starting to feel like...
Okay, we got to re-rack that from the top. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay.
Can we cue it up? Here's Josh with 3 things to do this weekend.
Fall in Wisconsin is finally starting to feel like fall this week, and there are many fall activities to enjoy right now. Here are my 3 things to do this weekend in the 608. The Badgers return to Camp Randall Saturday as Wisconsin takes on Iowa under the lights for homecoming weekend in Madtown. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. Saturday with tailgates happening across campus leading up to the game. There are numerous homecoming-related activities going on all this week, including the annual Fill the Hill campaign, which returns to Bascom Hill early tomorrow. We'll be live there on News 3 Now this morning Friday when the Flamingos begin taking over the lawn. A day of fall fun is happening Saturday in Monona. The city's fall festival is packed with autumn activities, food, live entertainment, and the popular Hoot Hoot Hustle. Bring family and friends to enjoy both free and ticketed attractions. Those tickets cost just $1 each, or you can also save with bundles, 6 for $5 or 25 for $20. It's a perfect way to celebrate the season in Monona. Well, get ready to rev your engines for Trucktober in Verona. The family-friendly event rolls into town Sunday. It is free from 11 to 2. This is between Badger Ridge Middle School and Sugar Creek Elementary. Kids can get up close with the fire trucks, police cars, construction equipment, and other big rigs, all part of a hands-on experience they will not forget. Food trucks will also be on site with snacks and drinks for sale. It is a day of big wheels and even bigger fun at Trucktober. For more happenings this weekend in the 608, just go to channel3000.com. In the 608, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Of course, the one day that Josh records something for us to show on the air, we fumble it. You know, he's normally live. You guys know that. He was out in Chicago late last night at the Shawn Mendes concert having some fun, so he left us a little recording.
Throwing him under the bus there.
Well, he posted on social media. He's telling the world where he is.
That's true.
But,
okay.
Thanks, Josh.
We appreciate it. Lots to do this weekend.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, get winter ready with the First Warn Weather Team next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. right here on WISC TV.
Our team of meteorologists worked with the National Weather Service in Milwaukee to help you understand what goes into NWS issuing winter storm warnings and advisories.
For winter storm warnings, say our typical guideline is about 6 inches of snowfall. But it can be a big difference if we're going to get that 6 inches of snowfall in like 3 hours versus 24 hours.
You can hear more from the NWS, plus tips on how to keep your pets safe and why the bitter cold and heavy snow is becoming less common Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. after News 3 Now at 6.
Now, Savannah, this sounds like something that Kyrian should watch to get her winter ready.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in that package, so be sure to tune in next Wednesday after the 6 p.m. newscast. It almost feels like winter outside this morning. At least in my opinion. We're at 36 right now. That's about 8 degrees below average, but there are some areas that are warmer than that. Monroe, that's more so what our average is. Platteville's at 40, La Crosse is at 40. Black River Falls is held at 27 the last 2 mornings, and then we even have some temps, Wisconsin Dells and Camp Douglas, that are down to 30 under freezing level. Watoma's also at 30 degrees. That's where the patchy frost more likely than not is, and that's where we have that frost advisory. Basically the same areas that had it yesterday, north of Madison. That is set to run until 9 a.m. this morning, and then we'll see the sunshine and our winds out of the south that'll help warm us up. A little past what we had yesterday. Most of us were in the lower 60s or right about 60. We should see the lower to mid 60s, maybe a couple upper 60s, mainly south of Madison. Spotty showers, that will come into play not until after we get past midnight, though. The cold front that will drop our temperatures a few degrees over the weekend from what we see tomorrow afternoon will allow some showers to move in in. I think, yeah, there will be some pockets of heavier rain that we wake up to tomorrow, so might want to grab the rain jacket. It's not going to be widespread, but this will be a factor of early Friday morning. By the time we're heading closer to lunchtime, still got some thicker cloud cover. Madison and areas southeast, northwest, though, we'll see the sunshine. Everyone's going to see that, though, by the late afternoon, early evening. So for the Friday night lights, those football games look really good. Same with Saturday for the Badgers game. Both days will be a little bit chilly for anyone that is heading out towards halftime and the end of the game. 60 for halftime, 56 for the fourth quarter. So maybe you want a sweatshirt or grab a light jacket before heading out. But at least we're tracking dry weather conditions and a mix of sunshine and cloud cover for the weekend. I think tomorrow, mostly sunny again later in the day. The showers early, and then, yeah, next chance of rain not till Sunday night into Monday, but the weekend looks pretty good. About 70 or so, not as warm as I'd like, but we had a great weekend last weekend, so we'll take it.
Yes, no complaints here. Savannah, thank you.
In consumer news this morning, as kids leave the desk, some parents find financial freedom, others continue footing the bills. All right, listen to these numbers. A recent report reveals 3/4 of parents are funding one-time goals like weddings or home down payments. Over 60% cover ongoing expenses and nearly half health insurance. So how can you support your children without breaking the bank?
Start by determining whether helping them puts you in any financial peril. Then have open and honest conversations with them and explain that you can be a backstop in the event of an emergency like the loss of a job or illness or divorce, but you can't provide ongoing support that would prevent you from saving for yourself.
If you can't afford to help, discuss how long the arrangement will last and then agree to revisit the situation every 6 months.
Well, get ready to pay more for Disney Magic. New U.S. Disney theme park prices hit today. Expect the highest single-day, single-park ticket cost during Christmas and New Year's weeks. So in Florida, Magic Kingdom tickets rise 5% to $209 plus tax. Disneyland in California peaks at $224. However, Animal Kingdom's lowest ticket price remains $119. Look out for new discounts, though, up to $250 off per night for 4-night packages, valid from late February to late July next year, plus dining plan deals for kids.
There you go. You guys got in before the price hikes.
Oh, yeah. You know, Disney is already an expensive trip as is, so to see some of these hikes, yeah, we got in like the end of July, early August of this year. So yeah, expensive, but well worth the memories. So
yeah, waiting for the day we do a story about how prices are going down.
Well,
will not hold my breath though.
Well, I was like, well, I don't know if you'll see it in this lifetime just yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they got to make a buck too.
Yes. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, UW Homecoming Parade is tomorrow night, which you should watch out for if you're headed downtown.
If you have a little kiddo turning 3 soon, send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. 6:54, time for the morning sprint.
Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of the Gaza peace plan. As part of the agreement drawn up by the Trump administration, Hamas must release all 48 remaining hostages, though Israel believes only 20 are alive. In exchange, the Israeli military will begin pulling out from the majority of Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he is convening his government to sign off on phase 1 of the deal later today.
The government shutdown now in its 9th day. If the government doesn't reopen by Saturday, a number of additional popular tourist destinations are slated to temporarily close, including Washington, D.C.'s Smithsonian Museum and the National Zoo. Yesterday, tensions rose on Capitol Hill with arguments among congressmen breaking out in hallways.
New this morning, Madison police are investigating a shots fired incident on the city's east side. Multiple people called about hearing shots last night just before 10:15 in the area of Sprecher Road near East Buckeye Road just off of I-90. When officers arrived, they found multiple shell casings at the intersection. They say no one was injured and there was no property damage.
If you're heading downtown tomorrow, prepare for several road closures ahead of homecoming. The big parade's happening, so roads around Langdon will close at different times, starting as early as 8 a.m., lasting through the evening. The parade starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow. You can find a map of all the closures at channel3000.com.
On Monday, phase 1 of the John Nolan Drive reconstruction project will begin. It will reduce John Nolan to 1 lane from Lakeside Street just past Olin Park to Broome Street right before the Monona Terrace. This phase is set to last through summer of 2027. We still don't know specific alternate routes from the city, but we will continue to keep you informed as the project progresses.
The Cubs survived Game 3 against the Brewers. Chicago took the lead in the first inning and held on to win 4-3. Milwaukee needs to win one more to take the series. They get another shot tonight. Game 4 starts at 8:08 from Wrigley Field.
Well, temperatures are again chilly this morning with the frost advisory to our north. Those areas up near Wisconsin Dells, Camp Douglas, Watoma, Black River Falls are pushing about freezing levels, slightly below it. We're still in the mid-30s here across Dane County, but it's definitely a cold start. It'll wake you up as you step foot out the door.
Yes, it definitely will, so make sure you're prepared.
Yes.
Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is next.
Our next newscast is at noon.
Have a good day.